Wang Chuqin is rising rapidly. Fan Zhendong's Grand Slam dream is in danger. Hello, welcome to Golden Table Tennis, where we analyze table tennis players, share tournament results, and predictions. Today, I am going to talk about a rising Chinese table tennis star, Wang Chuqin. Wang Chuqin just won the men's singles champion in WTT Macau 3 weeks ago, defeating Ma Long, Xu Xin, and Lin Gaoyuan in the same tournament. This is an amazing result because all three of the players he defeated are higher ranked than him. One of them is even a double Grand Slam champion, Ma Long. I am personally a fan of Wang Chuqin. I love his play style and attitude towards his matches. I see a very bright future ahead of this youngster. I believe he, alongside Fan Zhendong, will lead the Chinese national team in 2024 Paris Olympics. Here is my analysis on why I think Wang Chuqin is the future world #1. I will break down my analysis into 5 parts: competition results, internal tournament results, stable against foreigners, Harimoto killer, and strong doubles ability. First of all, let's talk about Wang Chuqin's tournament results. Wang Chuqin has been very stable in all his tournaments. Ever since 2020, most of the tournaments he participated in has at least reached the semi-final, if not final. The first tournament in 2020 is the Qatar Open. He reached the semi-final only losing to Fan Zhendong 2-4. Earlier in the tournament, he even defeated Ma Long 4-3. After that, there isn't a lot of international tournaments due to COVID-19. Wang Chuqin's next tournament is an internal competition, which is the 2020 Tokyo Simulation Tournament. He reached the final of all the categories he participated in: men's singles, men's team, and mixed doubles. He lost to Liang JIngkun 2-4 in the men's single final, 1-3 to Ma Long in the men's team final. In the mixed doubles final, he partnered Wang Manyu and lost to Xu Xin Sun Yingsha partnership 2-4 in the final. In the 2020 Chinese National Championships, he won a bronze medal in the men's singles category, losing 2-4 to Ma Long in the semi-final. In the men's team category, he and Ma Long led Team Beijing into the final, only losing to Team Guangdong 2-3. He also won the mixed doubles champion partnering Wang Manyu, beating Sun Yingsha Xu Xin 4-1. His next tournament is an international tournament, WTT Macau 2020. He reached the final of the men's single category, losing to Ma Long 1-5. In his journey to the final, he defeated 2 players who has a higher rank than him. He defeated Hugo Calderano 3-2 in the quarterfinal, and Matthias Falk 4-love in the semi-final. In the 2020 Chinese Super League, he won all his matches in the league, including men's singles and men's doubles, making him the MVP of the league. He defeated Lin Yunru, Lin Gaoyuan, and Xu Xin in the league. 2021, China organized 2 Tokyo Olympic simulation tournaments. Both of the tournaments he participated in has reached the semi-final, both losing to Fan Zhendong 2-4. How unlucky is this youngster? In one of the trials, he also defeated Olympic silver medalist pair Xu Xin, Liu Shiwen 4-3 in the final, becoming the champion. In the Chinese National Games, he reached the final of the men's team, losing to Team Guangdong 1-3. He won a men's doubles gold medal together with Ma Long and reached the semi-final of the men's single event, losing 1-4 to top form Liu Jingkun. In the Novo Mesto Slovenia WTT contender, he reached the final of the three categories he participated in: men's singles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles. He won the mixed doubles champion partnering with Wang Chuqin, but lost in both the men's singles and men's doubles event. In the World Championships, he and Sun Ying-sa is the newly crowned world champion in mixed doubles, beating Tomokazu Harimoto and Hina Hayata from Japan 3-love in the final. In the WTT Cup finals, Wang Chuqin reached the semi-final, losing to Fan Zhendong 2-4 again. Fan Zhendong is really the curse of Wang Chuqin. But before the semi-final, he defeated two players higher ranked than him. He defeated another young star from Chinese Taipei, Lin Gaoyuan, 3-love, and then defeated Liang Pitchford, 3-love. And finally, in the WTT Macau, which happened 3 weeks ago, he is finally crowned the champion. In these 2 years, he only failed to reach at least a semi-finals in 2 tournaments, which is the WTT Slovenia Luxor Contender event, where he narrowly lost 2-3 to teammate Liu Jingkun in the quarter-final, and lost in the round 16 of the World Championships to newly crowned world champion Fan Zhendong. The second reason is because his result against teammates is very good. Wang Chuqin can defeat basically anyone in the Chinese team. He can stably defeat anyone most of the time. For example, Xu Yingbing, Yuan Licheng, Sun Wen, Xiang Peng, Ling Shidong, etc. He can also defeat Lin Gaoyuan stably now. The last time he lost to Lin Gaoyuan was in the 2019 Hong Kong Open. After that, every encounter with Lin Gaoyuan is won by Wang Chuqin. He now only struggles to beat the big three of China, Ma Long, Xu Xing, and especially Fan Zhendong. Yes, Wang Chuqin has defeated them in the past, but very seldom. But I'm confident it's just the matter of time before he can stably beat them as well. However, being able to defeat teammates means nothing because it is normal for Chinese teammates to beat each other as they train together every day and have faced each other in tournaments countless of times. Surely, they are very familiar with each other's playstyles and tactics. Ma Long could also lose to an unknown player in the internal competition. But if you are unable to win in international tournaments, then it is useless. China has a special tradition, which is no matter what, you cannot lose to a foreigner. A senior player is allowed to lose to a junior Chinese player, but he isn't allowed to lose to a foreigner no matter how high ranked the player is. This is because China is known as the dictator of the sport. Losing to a foreigner means you will not be able to live up to this title. Therefore, losing to a foreigner is forbidden no matter what. Even if you can beat Ma Long 10 times in a row but fail to even challenge a foreigner, you are not qualified. This brings us to the third reason. Wang Chuqin is very stable against foreigners. He has not lost to a foreigner in more than 2 years. The last time he lost to a foreigner was in the 2019 China Open. He narrowly lost to Lin Gaoyuan 3-4. Lin Gaoyuan is an upcoming strong player, so losing to him is normal, and it was also a very close match. After that, he never lost to any foreigners anymore. He has also beaten one of the more threatening foreigners like Hugo Calderano, Matthias Falk, Simon Gauzy, Zhang Wujin, Harimoto, and many more. All his recent losses were against teammates. This alone makes him one of the more trusted players for the Chinese coaches, compared to other Chinese players like Lin Gaoyuan and Liang JIngkun. Indeed, both of them are very strong players. They are both ranked top 10 in the world and can beat Wang Chuqin on a regular basis. However, their performance against foreigners is not convincing. For example, in the WTT Cup finals, both Liang JIngkun and Lin Gaoyuan lost to foreigners in the first round. Especially Lin Gaoyuan, on the other hand, is famous for losing against foreigners throughout the years. Despite defeating Liam Pitchford in the World Championships, Liang JIngkun had to do this in 7 sets, which is a very close win. Even Fan Zhendong, when playing against Liam Pitchford, had to play to the 6th set before winning against him. But when you look at Wang Chuqin, he has faced Liam Pitchford twice before, and in both matches, he defeated Liam Pitchford 4-love and 3-love. Liam Pitchford failed to get even a set out of Wang Chuqin in both their encounters. This proves that Wang Chuqin is very stable against foreigners, even compared to Fan Zhendong. The fourth reason is because Wang Chuqin is known as the Harimoto killer. We all know that Harimoto is one of the biggest threats to Chinese table tennis. He is currently world ranked number 4 in the world and has defeated many of the top players in the world like Timofey, Ocharov, Calderano, Kokiniwa, etc. He has even defeated most of the Chinese players like Ma Long, Fan Zhendong, Lin Gaoyuan, and others. However, Wang Chuqin is one of the few Chinese players who don't have a lot of trouble dealing against Harimoto. They both had played each other a total of 6 times, and Wang Chuqin has won 4 times. Their last 3 encounters were all won by Wang Chuqin, while the last 2 was a complete domination by Wang Chuqin, beating Harimoto 4-love twice in a row. Even Ma Long and Xu Xin struggle against Harimoto. Ma Long has lost to Harimoto twice before. Despite winning their last encounter in the World Cup 2020, it was a very close match and Ma Long had to come back from a 1-3 deficit. For Xu Xin, who had a 100% win rate against Harimoto, even him almost lost to Harimoto in their last encounter at the 2019 World Tour Grand Finals. The 2 times Wang Chuqin lost to Harimoto was in a competition with weird rules. Their first encounter was back in 2017 T2 League. At that time, Harimoto is already a famous player while Wang Chuqin is unknown. The competition has weird rules such as a countdown timer. After the time runs out, every set after that will be decided in 5 points. The league also has no deuce points and don't change side after each game. I don't think it is a fair win in this kind of situation. The second time was in the mixed event of the 2018 Youth Olympic Games, where Wang Chuqin lost to Harimoto 1-2. How can a winner be decided in 3 games? It is ridiculous. Anyway, without the help of adjusted point system, Harimoto cannot beat Wang Chuqin. Wang Chuqin beat Harimoto every time in a 7-set match. The 5th reason is because Wang Chuqin is very strong in doubles. It is proven when he won the mixed doubles world champion with Xin Lingsha last year. He also won the 2019 World Championship Men Double Champion together with Ma Long, and won the gold medal in men's doubles of the 2021 Chinese National Games partnering Ma Long. Truth about Wang Chuqin, he can basically partner with anyone in doubles and still win. In mixed doubles, he had tournaments partnering with Sun Lingsha, Wang Manyu, as well as Yu Yidi. In men's doubles, he can partner with Ma Long, Fang Bo and Yan An, but still can win. This makes him the second best doubles player in the Chinese national team, only behind Xu Xin. Even if he is unable to defeat his teammates in the singles event, I believe China still needs him for the doubles event, especially in preparation for the 2024 Paris mixed double event. Wang Chuqin will be the successor of Xu Xin after he retires, replacing him as the new golden left hand and double specialist of China. Why Wang Chuqin is able to have so good results? What is so dangerous about him? Watching a lot of his matches, I've realized why he is so powerful.
Number 1. Short game. Wang Chuqin is excellent in the short game. The short game is very important in table tennis. It is where we can take control of our own strategies and prevent the opponent from doing what they want to do, especially attacking. Wang Chuqin's short game control is very good. He has amazing touch and feeling when it comes to short pushing. This is why he is able to prevent his opponents from attacking him first and creating opportunities for himself to throw in the first attack.
The feeling.
His forehand flick is also very strong. In my opinion, Wang Chuqin has one of the most powerful and consistent forehand flick in the Chinese national team. It is also very comparable to Ma Long's forehand flick.
Once again, and it's the forehand. Oh, devastating.
直接挑打得。
His banana flick is quite decent as well. As table tennis evolves, the banana flick is becoming a very common stroke. Players like Fan Zhendong and Lin Gaoyuan get all the exposure for having powerful banana flicks. But I'm here to tell you that Wang Chuqin's banana flick is also very deadly. His banana flick technique is beautiful and very satisfying to watch. He utilizes his wrist very well, which allows him to generate tremendous power and spin on his banana flick. Apart from that, he is also very smart in his banana flick placements, playing out wide away from the opponent.
Number 2. Serving lets you control the point and set up attacks. Wang Chuqin's serve is very deceptive. It has been a long time since I saw a Chinese player serve so well. The last player I can recall who has great serve is Ma Long and Ma Ling. Wang Chuqin might be the next one. Even Grand Slam champion Ma Long struggled to return his serve. He is also one of the few players in the world who dare to use a long fast serve often. Players don't usually use the long fast serve in matches because if not executed well, the opponent will directly attack the serve. It is often used as a surprise factor. One thing I've noticed about why Wang Chuqin's long serve is so effective is because his serve motion is identical to dart when he does a short serve, which makes it almost impossible for the opponent to see it coming.
Attacking opportunities, which brings us to our third reason why Wang Chuqin is so dangerous, his third ball attacking ability. Not only are his forehand and backhand attacks very powerful, but it is also very well placed, either away from the opponent or directly into their middle. In the modern game of table tennis, since bigger plastic balls are introduced into the game, the style of table tennis is open rallies and speed power style, but Wang Chuqin is still very strong in the first three balls. Serving plays a vital role in his third ball attacks. Without his good serving, he won't be able to set up so many of these attacks.
Started very, very well. Oh, no.
球还接。
Number 4. Powerful forehands and backhands. Of course, it is no surprise that Chinese players are known for having strong forehands and backhands since their technique is the best in the world. But it would be unfair not to highlight this, as it is one of the main factors that make Wang Chuqin so dangerous. In my opinion, his forehand attack is just behind that of Ma Long and Fan Zhendong, making him the third most powerful forehand in the Chinese national team.
His backhand is also very powerful. By having powerful forehands and backhands, this makes Wang Chuqin a very stable player who can play consistently powerful loops on both wings.
逆旋转，哎呦，好球！好球！
That was out.
Number 5. Fast when close to the table.
Speed is another crucial factor, especially in the big ball era. The men's style is starting to play closer to the table at a fast pace. Players like Harimoto and Liang JIngkun are renowned for this kind of playstyle. They are also players who have the potential to threaten China's dominance in table tennis. If China wants any chances in competing against those players, they need to be able to play fast as well, which makes Wang Chuqin the perfect recipe.
哎呦，好球！
Number 6. Mid-table versatility.
Not only is Wang Chuqin very fast close to the table, his mid-table counter-looping ability is also very strong. He can play powerful and consistent loops from both wings, making him an extremely deadly all-around attacking player.
Ability to read the game there under such pressure is very impressive. Oh my goodness me, how fast can you hit a ball, Wang Chuqin?
You gotta love this. Runs all around the final, but first he's got at least to win this game.
Number 7. Tactical genius. One of the things that differentiate Wang Chuqin from the rest of his teammates is that Wang Chuqin is very smart. One of the tactics I've noticed where Wang Chuqin did very well is to play a half long ball to his opponent and force them to make a slow loop. Then, he will attack aggressively to win the point directly or put his opponent under immense pressure. This strategy is effective to both Asian and European players.
Serve, but saved by the net and the edge.
Other than that, he is also very clever in his placements. He knows how to move his opponents around the court. He doesn't just play the ball to the same location every time. He tries to find open areas to hit the ball to. By doing this, he is slowly but surely exploiting the vulnerability of his opponent until he finds the perfect opportunity to finish the point.
And right down. Oh, spectacular in table tennis, and that's one of them. From down low.
Number 8. Mental toughness.
We've seen Wang Chuqin come back from time to time. In the round 16 of the 2021 Chinese National Games, he was trailing 6-10 against Jinping, which is equivalent to 4 match points. As we all thought the match is over, Wang Chuqin then went on to save 4 match points in a row. Eventually, he managed to take the set at 14-12 and winning the match in the 7th set. In the 2021 Chinese warm-up for Olympic matches against Yuan JIngkun, he was trailing 1-8 in the 3rd game. He then won 10 points in a row to win the game and eventually the match. The most recent tournament where he won, he actually had to come back from a 3-point deficit in the 6th game to win it. He was trailing 5-8 in the 6th game in the final against Lin Gaoyuan. He then won 5 points in a row and eventually winning the set 14-12.
Just another one. You almost could see that. We're going on. First thing. And he's done it. He cannot.
Skills are important, but if you are unable to cope with pressure, it doesn't matter. That is why Wang Chuqin has a huge advantage over the rest of the Chinese players. He can play well under pressure, so he is a very reliable player. This strength alone adds a lot of value into him. Throughout the years, you've noticed that the Chinese coaches are very careful with the Olympic lineup selection. They want to make sure that the player they have selected is really qualified. Of course, any Chinese players have the potential to beat the top players in the world, even a ranked 100 Chinese player. But whether or not they can do it on a consistent basis, that's another story. If Wang Chuqin continues to play like that, Chinese coaches will be very confident in sending him to major tournaments like World Championships, World Cup, and the Olympics.
Is this a potential turning point? I mean, you could not have seen this at 10-6.
With all that being said, Wang Chuqin is not perfect. He still has a lot of weaknesses, but that's normal because Wang Chuqin is still young and his game still needs a lot of polishing. I'm confident that if he focuses on improving these aspects of the game, it will just be a matter of time before he surpasses Fan Zhendong and become the next Grand Slam champion.
Now I'm going to list out some of the weaknesses of Wang Chuqin. The first one is his smashing weakness.
This is by far one of the more obvious weaknesses of Wang Chuqin. First of all, his smashes are not very dangerous. It is placed directly into the hitting zones of the opponent, and it is also not very powerful. And the longer he stays in those lobbing rallies, the higher and deeper the lob gets, the higher the likelihood of him missing a smash. During a smash to lob rally, the smasher is expected to win 80% of the time, and the lobber is just trying to survive. So, I think he needs to work on his smashing game. Hopefully, he doesn't end up just like Hao Shuai.
Chuqin with 3 in a row. Oh, he's wide.
The second weakness of Wang Chuqin is choppers.
There is one chopper who can consistently take down Wang Chuqin. He is 41-year-old chopping legend Hou Yingcao. Wang Chuqin has encountered him twice before and he has lost both matches. But I humbly think that it is not completely the fault of Wang Chuqin. A lot of the younger generations also suffer against choppers, for example, Lin Gaoyuan and Liang JIngkun. In the modern game of table tennis, there aren't many choppers left, especially in the men's game. Most of the choppers who are still in the game are usually 30 years old and above. In the young generations, there are almost no male choppers. Even if they are usually very low in the world rankings. This is why the young generations do not have much experience dealing with a chopper, nor do they have any opportunities practicing with one. The coaches also do not see the need in practicing against choppers because there aren't many left in the game. Who knows, maybe 10 years down the road, chopping style will be completely eliminated from the game of table tennis. However, is this a reason not to practice playing against a chopping style? I don't think so. First of all, let's face it, the chopping game will never be eliminated from the game. There will always be new choppers coming out regardless. So I think Wang Chuqin still needs to focus a little bit more on choppers. He might be able to beat Ma Long, Fan Zhendong and other world champions, but if he's unable to defeat a ranked 100 plus chopper, it would be meaningless.
The third weakness of Wang Chuqin is that he tends to lose focus when he is leading.
This point contradicts with one of the strengths of being mentally strong. But this is a funny contradiction. Surprisingly, Wang Chuqin is very good at dealing with pressure while he is trailing, but when it comes to leading, he often loses focus and allows his opponents to come back. The greatest example is in the 2021 Chinese Super League final where he was leading 8-3 against Zhou Qihao in the third set, but then ended up losing 19 points in a row and lost the match. This is a weird psychological problem of Wang Chuqin. Maybe it's because when he is trailing, he is more focused and determined, but when he's leading and the finish line is within sight, he starts to get nervous and underestimate his opponents.
This is something that Wang Chuqin needs to work on if he really wants to represent Team China in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Imagine having 4 gold medal points at 10-6 in the deciding set against a foreigner. If Wang Chuqin cannot control his emotion at that point and lose the match, this is going to be very unforgivable, especially for China.
What do you guys think? Will Wang Chuqin become the future Grand Slam, or will Fan Zhendong and other players stop him? Comment down below and tell me what you think. If you enjoy my content, remember to support me by clicking the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. See you guys next time.